Hi, my name is Jessica Nottingham. I am a Learning and Development Specialist here at APlus Payroll, and today I'll be showing you how APlus can streamline and simplify your payroll processing using the payroll module of UKG Ready. So firstly, what we're seeing here is the employee view. This is the dashboard that they see when they first log into our system. We're looking at the My Pay widget here at the bottom left. So they're able to see things like when their next pay date is, how many days until their next pay date. They can view their pay stubs, and that can go as far back as we have pay data in our system. They're able to view, print, download any of those at any given time and from anywhere. So if they need pay stubs for a loan, they're able to pull that for themselves. They're also able to use the Predict My Pay tool if you would like for them to. And this just allows them to kind of play in a sandbox in case they're needing to make any changes, or maybe they're anticipating an increase in pay or an increase in hours if they are hourly, just to see what they're going to be expecting on their next check. One thing I do like to point out is that if someone is needing to make changes to their tax settings, but they're not quite sure what they're needing, you can send them here. And this will allow them to kind of mess with the settings and see what that's going to look like before they actually fill out a W-4 and send it to you. Now, once they do that, if they are needing to, then what they would do is fill out a withholding form in our system. So they'll have the federal W-4 that's available, and then also any state forms if applicable. Now, the next thing I'll show you here is updating direct deposit information. So if they're needing to change their direct deposit information or needing to enroll for the first time, they'll go here. And this is showing you their currently 2 active accounts. They have a checking account and a savings account. So you can have multiple accounts. You don't need to have just one. So if you're needing to add another account or needing to add your first account, you'll click on this add button here, and then you'll fill out the information provided. So it will of course ask you for an account number. You'll have to enter it twice, and then you'll enter in the routing number. And when you do that, you'll click on this info button, and that will validate the routing number to ensure that it is a valid routing number and also that it matches the bank that they're expecting. Now, it's worth noting that any of these things that they have access to, you can restrict that if you want. The nice thing about this software, it is very customizable. So you can pick and choose the things that the employees are able to see, able to edit, or maybe they're not able to do either. One thing that they're also able to do is view their year-end tax forms. So whether they are a W-2 employee or a 1099 contractor, which we can also help you with, they'll just come in here and they can view their tax forms as needed. So again, just like with pay stubs, they'll download, they'll print, and go back as far as they need. Or if they're just needing a number for a particular box, maybe they're, they just need to have their box 2 federal income tax withheld for 2017. They're able to view that number at a glance, and then if they need to pull that up, they're able to see that here. There are lots of other things that employees have access to, but this is just a broad overview of what they might need, bare minimum, for their payroll information. So now I'm going to switch over to our administrator side, and we'll show you what that looks like. So with our administrator side, you can have access to as much as you need as far as processing your payroll if you are more hands-on and would prefer to process it yourself, or if you would like to delegate that to your client support specialist here at APlus Payroll, you're able to do that too. The nice thing about it is that when we have a client that comes on board with us, they are assigned a dedicated client support specialist like myself or someone else. So we get to know your business, we get to know you as a person, we also get to know your payroll process and what that looks like for you. So if usually you're the one that processes your payroll, and let's say you're going on vacation, you don't really have anybody on your side that is able to process the payroll, no problem. You can just let us know and we'll process it for you. The other thing is that those things are totally, there's no extra charges for them. So we basically provide whatever service you might need, as little or as much as you want. Another thing that I wanted to point out as well is reports. So reports in our system are very customizable. They're very robust. There are a lot of features, a lot of settings that you can do to make it your own. And if that's something that you're comfortable with, great. We'll be more than happy to train you up, make sure that you're comfortable with it. And, if you need anything, we're here to help. If you're not so comfortable about it and you just really want to ask your person, hey, can I get this report? That's great too. It's really as much or as little as you need. One nice thing about our system is that, like I said, it's very customizable. So any view that looks like this and has the filters at the top or these rows and columns, you're able to customize as a report. So this is live data, meaning that unlike other providers where you go into a report builder, you check boxes to select information that you need and you run it for a certain time frame, hoping that it's going to be what you need. The nice thing about this is that this is live data, so it will refresh as you go until you have it the way you need, and then you can save it. So that way you don't have to worry about building it every time. So I'm just going to remove a few things just to give you an example of what that might look like. You can also remove them by clicking these three dots, add remove columns, and you can check the boxes of the ones you may not need and click remove. And just like that, it refreshes. You can also filter or sort these as well. So if maybe you're only needing people in a particular EIN, so we've got these two EINs in this column, so maybe we just need this second one. You can have it where it starts with a certain word, or maybe like. It's as easy as that. You can sort, of course, by last name, and then if you hold down Control and click the first name, that will sort it a second time. So that's another thing that you can do with our reports. And then once you have this as a view that you would like, you'll just click this Save View. Make sure that this My Default is checked if you want that to be the default view that you see when you first log in. And then you'll click Save. And it's as easy as that. So a lot of things in our system are very customizable. So once you have certain things that you're looking for or a certain report that you're needing, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to customize that for you. So this is just scratching the surface of what we can provide for you through the UKG Ready platform. The big thing about APlus is that we are very hands-on. So anything that you might need, we have that white glove service for you. So if you need a report, if you need payroll processed, if you have an audit going on and need information for the last 6 years or something like that, just let us know. You'll have your dedicated client support specialist there and ready for you. You can email them, you can call them, and you can talk with them directly instead of calling in a call center where you have to explain your situation over again. You don't have to do that with APlus. You just have your person who already knows what's going on or can easily understand what's going on if it's the first time they're hearing it because they know you. They know your business. They know your process. That's what we're here for. Another big thing is that we have that individual attention to be sure that anything that you might need, and in addition to just processing your payroll, we make sure people are paid accurately the first time. So if maybe you send us information and one person normally gets paid a lot and maybe isn't getting paid at all this time, we'll reach out and we'll clarify, make sure maybe something wasn't missed. So we just want to be sure that your payroll is accurate and complete the first time around. If you would like more information or would like to see a demo and more detailed in more detail, please reach out. Let us know. We'd be more than happy to do a live demo with you and show you what we can do, answer any questions you might have. We do also have things like timekeeping, scheduling, HR, benefits, lots of other things that are available if you're interested. So if you are interested, reach out, get a demo scheduled. We'd be more than happy to answer some questions for you or just let you see in more detail. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this was beneficial for you. If you have questions, please reach out. Otherwise, have a great day.